What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lambo Plays podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and my co-host right next to me is Timothy Troiano. This is UFC Charlotte. Fucking terrible week so far. I will start out with that with Bellator. I keep getting beat up with these plays, but dude, we're gonna bounce back. I'm fucking drinking. I am going to make this show epic here. Whether we win or lose, this show is going to be epic because I'm going to be drunk by the end of it. Because I told Tim, I'm tired of these fucking bad beats left and right. It's like poker nowadays. Like I'm getting bad beat after bad beat after bad beat on these plays. But at the end, we're gonna pull through. I don't know why I have the fucking Bet365 up. I'm already starting out drunk here. Let me hide that overlay. But yeah, let me go over and chat before anything. I do want to shout out my chat. Mushroom MMA, first in the house. What is up, Narco and Tim? One more street. MMA Propaholic. Can't wait to see you guys have in store for this weekend. Thank you for being here. Eric Albrecht, one of those cards where you have to get really creative and do lots of research. That's with every card, but yeah, this one you need to get creative. You're absolutely right. Traps, please, winners this week. I beg of you. Please, I hope we have winners this week.
We want them too. We're not trying to lose.
Yeah, Mr. D, Narco, and Tim, let's ride, brother. Let's ride. Paul Brassfield, let's get some Lambo plays, baby. You are absolutely right. My brother from another mother, Lou Betcha. Evening, Narco and Tim. What is the prop on Kim to commit war crimes on Bomb after she gets deprived of her from going to her grandma's funeral? Yeah, I heard that's a new narrative here going on. So not really sure what's going on, but George Gennaro, Narrative Nation, 5+ Lambos tomorrow, he says, Tim. He's predicting 5+ Lambos. Joshua Frick, we need high energy, Tim, on live spaces this week. Let's keep him on a high note. Yeah, we do need, dude, Tim's energy is like, it was really down last week. So I don't blame him because it was just a down week in general. But yeah, Cameron D, Johnny Walker decision, get the coin back. Yes, sir. Night Force. Heard the Walker decision a couple of times. Luke Golding, what is up, my man? Dixon Sider, what is up, brother? Double Flush is in the house. Sean Gone for Let's Make Some Moolah. Yes, sir. Rob Lawrence is in the house. Bob's, man, there's a bunch of people in here. Barry McDonough. Did I goof that? Barry McDonough?
McDonough?
Yeah. McDonough. Sorry, sir. Barry McDonough, I'm sorry. Victor DeJesus, Evelyn Stone, 916 Dave, Rips and Picks is in the house. Holy moly. Bet's Profit and Nick Peppard. Let's fucking go. And we got a dono already from MMA Propaholic. Thank you, my man. Let's get that dono back times, I don't know, 100, Tim? What do you think?
Let's say it. Easy,
$500 back to MMA Propaholic for a winner. Yes, I think that's about good. Two of the best in the game, says Creep. Thank you very much, guys. 58 of you already in here. Fucking throw all the comments out there. I'm going through everything today. Fuck this shit. We're going to hit some big plays, whether they like it or not. And we're going to start out with the first fight of the night. It is in the women's bantamweight division. It is the 11-8 Jessica Rose Clark versus the 5-2 Tainara Lisboa. And I am going to give the best fight of the card over to my co-host here, Timothy Troiano, to give you guys a winner here. What do you got here, Tim?
All right. So this is, I have faded Jess Rose Clark in her last two fights. I'm going to continue that train. I don't see anything from her at this weight class that's like really intimidating. She's been grappling like a ton in situations where like she just doesn't seem to be like comfortable on the feet. Her movement and her knees seem to be just completely dusty. So I don't know. I just think she's getting older and she's just not getting better. So do I think that like her path, I think Rose Clark's path is obviously just like a grind out decision to just, take her down a bunch and hold her down. But I don't know, man. I think that Lisboa is live here. She was a dog earlier in the week. So people who got on the dog money, good for you. I think Lisboa by KO plus 500 is not bad. Round 2 KOs 17-1. Round 3 KOs 22-1. If you wanted to I'll let you do yours, but if you wanted to be safe around those, I get just taking round 2 and round 3 as well because of the armbar potential or just natural sub potential for Rose Clark. But I just think that there's a big difference on the feet, and standing and striking, and just in the clinch. I think like there's possible that she could like KO her with like a knee to the stomach or anything like that. She's like really pretty dangerous Muay Thai. So yeah, I think Lisboa is the side, and I'm not really scared of the competition or the level of competition. So
yeah, well, I'll give you a fucking safe play, all right, Tim. I'll give you fucking Jessica Rose Clark by submission at plus 900. How's that sound? Is that a safe play for you? Because you know what? I looked at Jessica Rose Clark's Instagram. She's been in a lot of grappling competitions lately. She even mentioned in one of her posts that she's starting to love jiu-jitsu again. The other thing, yeah, she got subbed. She got her arm torn off. I get it. But, dude, Storyalenko and Egger are worlds better than fucking Lisboa is in the grappling. It's not even close, right? And Jessica Rose Clark, to be fair, like, okay, she's a purple belt. She's been a purple belt for a while. She's definitely had the better competition by a wide margin. And when I see this girl, Lisboa, that's faced, the dishwasher from the fucking restaurant and the fucking cleaning lady from the, from the restaurant, it's like, dude, like, what is to make of those fights where, she's on top of this chick that's 1-5. Okay, this last chick, she's Conseja Oliveira. She's 1-5. She honestly looks like, I don't even know, maybe she's a intern at a fucking school somewhere. I don't know, but this girl is not a fighter. She has her on the ground in these dominant positions, and she can't finish, dude. Like, don't tell me this girl is a good grappler. She's not. No fucking way she's a good grappler. I don't care if she got her purple belt. I honestly think the striking is pretty close. I don't think it's a washout. I do think Lisboa is a better striker, just from what I've seen. Again, it's against low level of competition. But she did hurt Dumont in that first round years ago. I will give her that. But that was a very young Dumont and a green Dumont. But anyways, Jessica Rose Clark is the better grappler of the two, in my opinion. I think she has better wrestling. That's for sure, in my opinion. She can get this fight to the ground, and she can absolutely sub this girl that when she's getting up, she's like, when she was getting up against fucking Dumont, she's like, here, my neck is out there. Go ahead. I'm trying to stand up. And she literally sinks in the rear naked choke. It's like, what the fuck kind of defense is that? So with that being said, I am going to get a DUI in the Lambo tonight, possibly, because I'm fucking already half drunk. MMA Propaholic says, I love the fucking energy. Yes. Thank you, sir. With that being said, give me the fucking submission at plus 900, dude. Like, I don't care. Maybe she got her arm torn off against Storyalenko. Maybe she got her arm torn off against Egger. But Egger and Storyalenko would tear fucking Lisboa's arm off as well. So it's like, okay, fine. Those two are bad subs. But how about the fact that, she's faced good grapplers before and not gotten sub, like, for instance, Jessica I, like, she's a black belt, isn't she?
Yeah,
right?
But I just think there's just been a pattern recently to her reactions to the sweeps, and like just reactions to
but it's against way better competition. That's my
thing. No question about it. No question about it. I don't question if she's a better grappler. Like,
that's my thing.
She's a
and I know George mentioned the narrative that this girl, she's loving jiu-jitsu. The Lisboa, she got her purple belt recently. I get it. I just don't see it on tape at all. Like, okay, she's dominating absolute cans.
Yeah, the competition, that's the only thing for me.
Okay, here's the thing. What would Jessica Rose Clark do to those same girls?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, like that.
You know what I'm saying?
The same record, for sure.
Yeah. He needs a Tesla play, by the way. So that's a little lower than the Lambo play, but we'll give him a Tesla play. We probably have. Oh, George says, let's compromise, Narco. Ends in sub. Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it with this Lisboa chick. Why? I mean, Lisboa, maybe by like ground and pound. I don't know. I don't think so. Doesn't GRC have an OnlyFans? It would probably be a good one, to be honest, if she had one. I think she's a good looking chick. So, does Lisboa have any subs? I think she does. She has a couple, like I said, versus the dishwasher and the lady that cleans the floors. So you make it what you want. I don't think she's all that good of a grappler. Right answer says love Rose Clark here. Yeah, I'm like kind of close to betting her at plus money now, but I don't know. I have no idea. She had a new gym, putting in the work. Yeah, I think she's training with her boyfriend. What are we sipping on today? We are sipping on a bottle of sake today. We're going to get, and it has, this sake, just for reference, has 22% alcohol by volume. So it's very high up there for a sake. So yeah, too bad Tim is not drinking with me, but he's eating gummies. He's fucking smoking on something. He was choking before the show. So let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 11-4 Gabe Green versus the 8-2 Brian Battle. Where's that guy before, Tim? The guy that wanted the
Tesla.
I gotta pull him up. Where is he? The
Tesla player, right?
Where is he? I can't fucking find him. Oh, there he is. All right, Treyway, you want a Tesla play? I got one for you. Here it is in this fight. The Tesla play is Gabe Green by decision at plus 220. And the reason why is I kind of feel like both guys are super durable. Like Brian Battle, I think, is at a disadvantage here in the striking. And he's also at a disadvantage, I think, in the submission grappling. I don't think, like, I think if Gabe Green wants to land takedowns, he could possibly get takedowns as well. But he's the much better striker, technically speaking. Both guys have very good chins. Both guys are super durable. Kind of see a fight that goes to decision, but I kind of also see a fight that pretty much Green dominates for the most part. So that's why I didn't go with split here. I like the Green side quite a bit. And your Tesla play for the day, Mr. Treyway, is Green by decision at plus 220. I just think he's the better overall mixed martial artist by a good margin here. What do you have here, Tim? Oh, by the way, Brian Battle missed weight, looked like shit on the scale, but I'll give it off to Tim.
Yeah, I'm just going to go end split. I just think that it's plus 450 is not bad for a fight that I like. I agree with you. I think it goes to decision a good amount. I am not so sure that I think that I think that the narrative, or not the narrative, I just said that I've heard a lot of people talk this week just about how poor grappling and poor takedown defense and poor wrestling on the Brian Battle side. And it's like, I mean, it's a little bit of recency bias because of the Renat fight. Like, I just think that it's a little bit of an overcorrection. I'm not saying like he's phenomenal, but like he's good enough in all of those areas to where I just don't think it's going to be like, I'd be surprised if like Gabe Green does anything remotely close to the grappling show that Renat just put on him. So I think also the volume and the kicks from Battle are going to be a little bit better. I think they're not better, but just I think his volume is better. I think that Green typically kind of cardio bullies his opponents, but so does Battle. So it's going to be a good question of like who can actually cardio bully better. And I think that also that like Battle handles like gets hit and takes damage a little bit better than Green does. So I think that there's like moments that I think he could like hit him in the same ways and it could just look a little bit worse. Like close fight, end split, plus 450. If you want to take a shot on either guy, it's 9-1 and 8-1. I don't really care about doing that at 450. I'll just take the shot at the 450.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say yes and I want to say no that he takes shots, but I think Green takes shots. But like, remember the Gore fight? Like Battle got hurt pretty bad there in that fight.
But he doesn't. But he just like
his eye, dude. He had like a third eye in that fight.
But Gore fucking cracks. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like he cracked him there, and that was like.
Does Gore hit harder than Lioness?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like Lioness had him down. He's been knocked out before. Like if Lioness was Battle, like that Battle finishes him on that shot. Like if he hurts him like that, I think Battle finishes him. Like I just think that it was a cardio issue for Lioness. He even hurt him.
Battle has no power though. That's my thing. He just doesn't have power.
But he's got good kicks. Like he could. There's no question.
Yeah. So you're counting on a head kick or something, right?
I just think he's got really good kicks. He's got really good volume. I think that he like the shots that are hurting Green, like he's just there to be hit. Like he's not defensively responsible. So I just think that they're both of the guys are like going to have really good volume. I think Green's more there to be hit than Battle is. I think Green's a little bit less durable, probably has a little bit of a grappling edge, but like I just think it's super close. So yeah, just give me and split is solid for me here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it because I think this fight goes to decision. I just favor I favor Green so much that I can't really give out split in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Like I just favor the Green side so much.
Yeah, I like
Partridge, Platinum OG. I don't even know what fucking language you're speaking, Mushroom. I know you're talking about indica. Now I know you're talking about weed, but yeah, that's not my language. That's Tim's language right there. And he already smoked some shit.
OGs are the best.
And he's fucking popping gummies like they're fucking candy. I mean, this guy is on a tirade today. That's probably because he had a bad week last week and he's going to take it out on the gummies, but we'll see. MMA Propaholic, Battle Sub, plus 3,300, but I like Green KO 2-3. Yeah, has Green ever been subbed? I don't even think
that sub line at plus 3,300 was like the biggest mistake ever. That's awesome that you
wait, yeah, where did he get 30? Yeah, I was gonna say 3,300. Wait, where did you get 3,300? It's not around.
They changed it like an hour after.
Where was that at?
I think FanDuel.
3,300?
They made a mistake. It was like changed after like an hour.
Oh, what the fuck? Air Dog, what is up, my friend? Rob Lawrence says he's rocking God Kush flower. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know it's weed again, but I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about. By the way, when me and Tim hang out and he offers me gummies, I tell him no. And he's like, all right, I'll have one for you. He just eats my gummies for me. So it's nice of him. Right answer says battle by guillotine when Green tries to panic us. But when does Green really panic wrestle though? I don't think he actually does. He actually, when he gets hurt, he probably tries to swing it out and shit, you know. Joe Mama's house, shit. I'm late. You're never late, dude. You're on time. You're on time. Yeah, it's blonde battle. Only fighter on the card that's blonde. That's true. Drunko Cop says fucking mushrooms on fire. Come on, Narco, you're retired and easy. Come hit a joint. Yeah, I would hit one. I don't give a shit at this point. But I just don't like the feeling of fucking weed. It makes me like weird. What brand of sake are you drinking? What brand? Nigori. I don't know if that's any good, but it's called Nigori. Mr. D, battle is from Charlotte, FYI. Oh, it is. Damn, I didn't know that. That's good. That's good to know. Mr. D says he's from Charlotte. That's another thing. Quick thing, we don't know who the judges are going to be. Does anybody know the judges for these fights? Like, is it going to be – it's weird because in the Bellator card, it was all American judges. Brian Miner, this Lee, that Lee, they're all American judges. So, and they were spot on in Bellator, honestly. You see
that early stoppage on the sub in Bellator?
Yeah, that was disaster.
At least they corrected it. Dude.
I had Rogers by decision too.
Thank God. I had fucking Galon the money line.
Like goes the distance minus 140. Both. Yes, very good bet. I think it's a very good bet. I think this is the one that goes distance at a pretty good clip here. But yeah, let's move on. Fight number 3, Tim. It is in the fucking flyweight division. It is the 9-6-2 Ji-Yun Kim versus the 7-2 Mandy Baum. I hope I give you all of these first. These are the best fights I'm giving you. You can have this one also.
All right. To answer Riley Kennedy in the chat, I'm from Chicago, but I definitely am a Yinzer for sure.
What the fuck is a Yinzer?
It's like Yins. It's like you're from like Pennsylvania, like calling out people like it's like Yins are. It's like you all.
Yinzer? I never even heard of that. Okay.
Yins are like doing good things.
You're 46 years old, and I've never heard of it, so you live and learn every day. Okay, now I know what a Yinzer is.
So I don't know. I mean, this fight is I'm just going to go with the narrative on Kim by violence and just hope that she's like crazy, crazy angry and she can do what the queen of nonviolence, Ariana Lipsky, had so many opportunities to do. And finish Mandy Baum. So yeah, Mandy Baum is like one of the worst to ever do it. And you can just rely on Kim to throw solid volume and keep throwing punches until about the last 50 seconds to a minute in every round, and then she'll try her hardest to lose the round at that exact moment. So she'll do really, really well for about 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and then she'll say, all right, go and try to win the round now. So that's her flaw, her fatal flaw. Give me Kim by KO plus 600. KO 2-3 if on FanDuel combined is plus 1,000. KO 2 alone is 18-1. KO 3 is 23-1.
Jesus Christ. Everybody's on this Kim KO, and I guess I get it in a way, but I don't really get it. She has, I think, 2 stoppages by KO in her career. One was Nadia kissed him to the body, and the other one was like really early in her career.
I mean, she fucked up Priscilla in that fight a couple times.
Yeah, I agree. She hurt Priscilla pretty decently bad there. But like fucking Kim, like she fights so close against everybody, like everybody. When I'm talking earlier on in her career, like Melinda Fabian, who's, a svelte 5'4" 2, she went to split against that chick. And that's the same chick that Ostovich submitted, which is a terrible look. I just think Kim has good volume, but she's also a punching bag. Like, she's there to be hit every single time. Her nose bleeds every single time. She has bad optics. That's why she continues to lose these close fights. And on the other side, Mandy Baum is exactly what her last name says. She's a bum. She's not very good. She gets hit as well. She got dropped twice by who was it? What's the girl that you just mentioned? She dropped her 2 different times.
Ariana
Lipsky, and she couldn't finish her. She didn't look good against Leonardo. But like, this is a different fight in the sense that, yes, Ji Young Kim is going to bring volume, but yet she's going to be there to be hit. Unlike Lipsky, unlike Leonardo, because Leonardo grappled. Like, I think it's a completely different fight. And I honestly think it's a close fight, man. Like, I hate Mandy Baum with a passion, but she's made me a lot of money fading her. Okay. But now it's like Ji Young Kim, in my right mind, should never be a favorite like this. Like, why is Ji Young Kim minus 238? Why? Who has she covered this price against other than Nadia Kassem? Has she covered 238 against anyone?
It's just it's the problem is, like, I'm not saying that she won't, like, she just doesn't have the potential to not cover this line, but like, I just think that people, when they watch what you kind of know what you're going to get with Kim. Like, that she's going to fight hard. She's going to throw volume.
She's going to fight close is what
she's going to, she's going to fight for sure close. But like, the people that she's fighting close to have like abilities that I haven't seen. It looks like Mandy Baum is like somebody said this. I laughed my ass off because it's so true. It looks like she's acting when she's fighting. It looks like she's like an actor, and she's not even trying to. She
doesn't look good. I agree with you.
And she just doesn't throw enough. Like, if she's got, in my opinion, the path for Boehm is like grapple her ass off. Like, to try to that's submissions. That's what her game. Like, that's what her game was before she got to the UFC. Like that. I'm just surprised.
I think she's at Jackson Wink. Is it Jackson Wink she's at now? I think she's at a better gym. Let me check.
That's where I think that this fight gets greasy. I don't think if this fight stays standing for 15 minutes that it's a greasy fight.
So you're gonna totally overlook the fact that her nickname is the Monster.
Yes, 100%. Okay.
All right. With that being said, I think she's in Vegas. She's at Extreme Couture. She's training at Extreme Couture. I think she did half in Germany and then half in Extreme or something, like, because she was in Germany for a while. But yeah, she did it in Extreme Couture. The thing is, like, here's my play before I keep fucking rambling about this stupid fight. I like split decision just because, like I said, Kim seems to always fight close fights, and split decision is plus 350. Like, last time out, Victoria Leonardo landed a couple of takedowns, yet Baum still outstruck her, right? And if you remember correctly, she had a pretty deep sub attempt in that fight against Leonardo. So I'm not saying she's going to sub Kim, but I think his fight's going to be close. Plus 350 split decision, I think, is a good look here. I don't think it's bad at all. George says Fire Fist by KO plus 600. MMA Propaholic. Kim doing it for South Korea. Would love to see it, but yeah, most likely it goes the distance. Narrative Street is doing this for Grandma. Yeah, that's the one narrative. Cachoeira, even though she lost the decision, that was BS. Yeah, I mean, it was bad optics at the end of the round, and that's Marcus Erickson, the greatest online poker player in the history of poker, is in the house. Marcus Erickson. Bum messed up. Should have let her attend the grandma's funeral. So that's what we're going to run with. A little out-of-town answer. Go Steelers. Look at that. Tim, Nick Sasson. Go Steelers. Yeah, we'll move on from this fucking horrible fight and go to fight number 4. It is in the catchweight division at 140. It was supposed to be bantamweight, but I guess they agreed to the 140-pound division. And it's the 21-5-1 Cody Stamann versus the 28-5 Douglas Silva, the Andrade. And this is another one where scratching my head because I like the Stamann side. I think he wins via more volume and maybe some takedowns here and there, right? But fucking Andrade is such a dog. Like he's literally a dog. He comes on in a lot of these rounds. Like he's never out of it, right? He's one of those guys that's never, ever out of it. He's always in the fight. Yeah, he lost to Said in the last fight, but I think he won round 3 against Said. You saw the Morozov fight. He was hurt, whatever. He came back, fucking finished Morozov by rear naked choke. The Ron Murphy fight, again, he came on in the 3rd round. It's been kind of like a theme with him, and like Cody Stamann, like look not very good against Lacerda, who's just a known grappler. He lost the 3rd round against Lacerda, and he honestly could have lost that fight. It was pretty close. So with that being said, all the signs point to split, man. Like they just really do. Like Andrade is never out of it. He fights close. Stamann, we saw he fights close because he went to split last time out. The big shots are probably going to come from Andrade. The volume is probably going to come from Stamann. Split decision, either side is 450. I kind of like that for this fight. There's not much that really sticks out on this fight. What do you say?
Yeah, I got the same. I got plus 450 and split. The only other thing that I would say is I don't hate Douglas by points at plus 430 or him by split at 14-1 either. But I think end split is the way that would for sure be my pick as well. That's the most solid one.
The one kind of sneaky play if you want to get a little sneaky.
Andrade sub.
Yeah, plus 1,000. I kind of looked at it because he's so explosive and he does have a
front choke is tight.
Tight chokes.
He's strong as shit. He's strong as shit, and you've seen Cody.
He's a black belt. He's a black belt.
It's always the same thing. It's Cody gets bonked, and he does.
Yes, I was just gonna say club and sub, just like the club and sub podcast.
Yep.
That's what might happen here. The club and sub. So
he's just he gets concussed and he just does it.
Shout out to the club and sub podcast. I love those guys. Both great guys. There's a drink for them. But yeah, I honestly think this fight is close. Plus 450, I think, is the way to go. I like the Stamann side. I just can't. What are you going to bet? Decision plus 110 or whatever the fuck it is? That's insane. Hey, Mike, ask Tim if he eats Scrapple. What the fuck is that now?
I don't even know.
I was like, what is Scrapple?
I don't know what Scrapple is.
See, you fucked up, Dixon. We don't even know what Scrapple is. And the other thing is, why the fuck is there – hold on a second. Something's wrong here. Why is there 93 people watching and only 25 likes? That's what I want to know. What are other lazy 65, 68 people doing that can't really press?
Do we have to threaten no Lambo parlays if we don't get to
What the
a
heck is
certain
going
number
on?
of likes by by that time? If we're not at like what 70, we got 90 in here.
92.
Dude, we should have 70 likes.
Wait, Rob says $50 round. Oh, you mean round
That's
3?
Kim. That's Kim.
Oh,
Probably
Kim. Oh, Kim. Okay.
That would make sense.
She's only 50. Really? She's that low? MMA Probolic says Cody gets a job. That says 4 units on Cody. Wow, you're going heavy. Such low volume. Judges better see that. Yeah, he is low volume, but he throws big strikes. Narco just inspired me to make a drink. There you go, my man. Cheers to you also. I am drinking. I'm getting fucked up after a horrible Bellator betting card. Work at 7 a.m. I have to get up 5:30, so dedicated everyone to the show. I work 7 days a week. Man, keep making me money, you guys in particular. Man, working 7 days a week. You are a beast, Rob. Keep it up, my friend. The grind is real, and hopefully we do make you some money. Evelyn Stone says, not a lazy person here. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate you very much. Smash the like, says Mr. D. Grateful Dude is in the house. Everybody should hit the like button, even making any comments on live chat. Thank you, my friend. We will move on. Fight number 5, right? We are in the heavyweight division. It is the 8-1 Carl Williams versus the 16-11 Chase Sherman. Another great fight that I'm going to give it over to my co-host.
Listen, I love it, man. I'm taking these. These are heaters that I get. Well, we talked about this fight a few weeks ago, and I think that this fight's completely different. My take on this fight is completely different this time than it is the last time because of the situational change. So last time I was like more interested in like a late round potential prop on Sherman. Cause it was like 2 weeks, like really short notice. And then it was like 2 weeks since his last fight. And he kind of seemingly death gassed, Carl, that is, and versus, was it Bresky in the round 3? Yeah. Like, I mean, like, so we were, my thought process, I think you might've been in the same thing, is like, all right, dude, he didn't look great in round 3. Maybe if he lasts, Sherman taking like a 35-1, a shot on that is fine. I think this time you've giving the guy like time to prepare, time to do some tape study and look at what's going on and just say, oh, this dude's just terrible off of his back. And this is going to be like the classic movable, stoppable force versus movable object. Does the, absolute vaginal off of his back, Chase Sherman, does he lose to the guy that can't finish Bresky? Like in every single position for like, basically should be like 10-8 rounds every single round and never finished, So it's a question of what do I think happens here? Kind of lean to the finish, just more because I just think that off of his back, I do think takedowns are going to be there. I don't think that, that Chase is going to stuff all these takedowns. So I think eventually when the takedowns do happen, eventually some of these positions that he's going to get into, Chase just makes mistakes and he's just going to eventually probably turn his back or do something really stupid. So I'm going to take Carl by sub plus 550. I don't hate sub 2 plus 2,000 either. Or, I do think it's kind of earlier because if he doesn't, he just gassed his ass off in round 3 of the last fight. So I kind of think, round 2 or round 1 sub, but sub plus 550 I like a lot.
All right, Tim. Guess what? I'm going right back to the well.
Oh, I love it.
I'm drinking. So if I'm drinking, I have to take like a drunk play. And the drunk play is Sherman fucking round 2, round 3 KO. It's 2,300, 3,300. I mean, I got to fade a guy that was hands on his knees against Bresky, man. Like, you can't tell me Chase Sherman is a worse fighter than Bresky is.
He's not a worse fighter. He might be a worse grappler.
You think so?
I don't know. He might be.
I mean, it's possible. Here's the thing. When I went over his career, to be honest, he's gonna get taken down. Don't get me wrong. But when I went through his career, like the takedown against Collier was off a kick. The takedown against Porter was off a kick. He stuffed a bunch of takedowns against I think it was against Porter. Porter went like 1 for 8. Yes, Williams is going to get him down. But, dude, Williams doesn't do anything on the ground, for Christ's sake. No sub attempts. No fucking striking. Nothing. He thinks he's in a wrestling match, to be honest. He thinks it's fucking wrestling. He thinks he's on a USA wrestling team, and this is the fucking when he just needs points, you know? Like, do something, motherfucker. You can't just keep taking guys down and not do anything with it. You know, it's going to eventually bite you in the ass. And it probably not going to be Sherman to bite this guy in the ass, but it's coming. I can almost assure you it's coming. I'm going to take a chance with Sherman round 2, round 3, KO, 2,300, 3,300. Honestly, I can't. When I see this guy hands on his knees, huffing and fucking puffing against Bresky, and he didn't really have to work that hard for those. Like, I don't understand why he was so tired. Like, you didn't throw a lot of strikes on the ground. You didn't fucking attempt any subs. Like, why are you so tired in the third? You absolutely did what you wanted with Bresky, and he was still tired. Like, I don't get it. Yes, Sherman is not good, but round 2, round 3, if he's as gassed as he was, here's the thing. If you watch the Bresky fight, round 3, when he gets the last takedown and Bresky can't get up anymore because he's like completely shot, it was such a desperation takedown because he was so tired. If honestly he doesn't land it, he might get knocked out there. He might get stopped. I'm not kidding, because he was that fucking tired. And I don't believe in this guy's cardio. I think his cardio is shit. And I also don't believe in Chase Sherman, but at these astronomical prices, I'm just going to take a shot because you don't have to be right very often for it to be a profitable bet. So I'm just fading Mr. Williams here. You know, he probably wins the decision, most likely, but we'll see. Dixon Sider says, Scrapple, a Pennsylvania Dutch mush of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour. That sounds very fucking enticing. I don't want to eat anymore. But the mush is formed into a semi-solid. This is terrible. It doesn't sound good at all. I'm sorry, Dixon. That sounds terrible. John Kelly's in the house. Finally got a show live. Let's go, my brother. Let's get some winners. Thank you for joining us. Also, John Kelly, a lot of YouTube stuff that he does, DFS, among other things. Great dude as well. Moving on. What fight are we on? I fucking lost track here. Fight number 6. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 23-19 Matt Brown versus the 21-11 Court McGee. And these guys are a combined 80 years old, I believe. 80 years old, guys. Combined 80 years old. And we're in 2023. What do you got here, Tim? Or is it me? It's me.
This is you. You got you can't give me all these heaters, dude, in a row.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this heater. Actually, I like this heater. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna run with it, and I'm gonna take Matt Brown by decision at plus 650. And I don't know. Barberena and Court McGee, like Barberena, Court McGee, Barberena, Court McGee. Sometimes I even mix up these two fighters, to be honest. Like, sometimes when they put Barberena, I think it's McGee. And sometimes when they put McGee, I think it's Barberena. They have the long beards. They both kind of fight the same style. They're both pretty durable. They're both pretty old. And I think fucking decision is live here for Brown, dude. Like, plus 650. Kind of feel like that's a little high. Court McGee, I don't know. He says the Crusher. Like, his nickname is the Crusher. But the only thing he's crushed lately is maybe a can or something, because he doesn't have any finishes. So I don't know what the fuck this guy's crushing, because it ain't any of his opponents. So
his own skull is the only thing getting crushed.
Yeah, I mean, what is this guy crushing? Brown decision plus 650. This fight is scheduled to go, as far as the odds are concerned, to go to distance.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
Brown throws decent volume. I mean, he throws good elbows. He has a lot of power. Plus 650 by decision. I'm just gonna play it.
That's an insane line. I can't believe I didn't even notice how crazy that line is. Whew, that's a fucking great bet. I don't care if it wins. I mean, I hope it wins for you, but Yeah, him by split decision is 18-1 too. Like that's greasy as shit, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, like the only way I see it, like where it's an easy win for McGee, is if he just grapple fucks. Like
Sucks. That's my
he just
Lambo.
goes for takedowns, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Which I guess can happen, right?
I think that's my prediction. That's my Lambo before you said. I mean, I love yours as well. So this is one of those where I might bet both of them. But like, yeah, I think court sub plus 700, like the same thing. Like I just think that there's a clear grappling edge for him and wrestling edge. And I know that there's been improvements made on Matt Brown's jiu-jitsu over the last not few years, but last 5 years or so. But I just think that he's always a guy that makes mistakes, and especially as he gets tired. So sub plus 700, I wouldn't even hate sub 2-3 for court. But yeah, like you're saying, I mean, points 650 for Brown is just like a stupid line. Like they're just like they're giving like his only they're basically saying like he's KO or bust. Like he's almost KO one or
and I don't think it's what it is mainly, Tim. If you look at his history, he really doesn't win decisions. That's what they're kind of banking on based on.
He should have won the last fight decision. It's like that's what I agree with you.
I'm saying he just I don't remember the last time he won a decision. Oh, Stephen Thompson in 2012.
Jesus.
So it's a long time since he's won a decision. But listen, I don't think you need to be some fucking killer to win a decision against fucking Court McGee. So yeah, the guy is also old, 38 years old. He's not young, coming off a pretty brutal fucking knockout.
McGee's sorry, go ahead.
He's been gone for a year. After that Jeremiah Wells knockout, like that was pretty fucking nasty knockout. And he hadn't been knocked out for a while prior to that. So
yeah, I think the sub 2, sub 3 lines are pretty wide too for court. Plus 2,600, plus 30-1 and 26-1.
Look at this. Mushroom's having a ball right now. Drunko Plays Podcast. Listen to this motherfucker. Oh, wait till I go on your fucking YouTube channel and grill you. But yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
I just think that the sub late, like sub 2-3 are pretty wide lines at 26-1 and 30-1 for court.
Yeah, I kind of agree. He might get it late. Like Damian Maia had a lot of fucking control. When you watch that fight, I remember watching it. He had a lot of control, ground control against Matt Brown, and he couldn't sub him up until late in the fight. And I don't even think I came off a takedown. I can't remember how he got it, but it didn't come off a takedown. And he subbed him in round 3. But I don't know. I think Brown is pretty solid on the ground as far as sub defense. I know he's been subbed many times, but I don't know. We'll see. Thomas West in the house. He said, Narco, the lack of likes here is a joke. Cheers to both you and Tim. I'm on the way to join you guys and get some drinks. Yes, my friend, Thomas West. Always a great guy. Always giving us shout outs. I appreciate you, my man. Let's move on, Tim. Fight number 7. It is in the welterweight division. We go and get the 32-14-1 Tim Mean versus the 22-8 Alex Morono, and I'll give this one off to you, Tim.
I like the Morono side here. Like Morono by sub plus 750, sub 2 25-1, sub 3 35-1. Kind of would lean sub 2, but I just think, I mean, obviously him getting bonked in round 3 after just beating the living shit out of Ponzinibbio. We got lucky on Ponzinibbio live, but I was actually on the KO props for Morono, so that was more of a get lucky hedge spot at like 10-1 live on Ponzinibbio after he was getting fucking worked. So yeah, I think that the speed difference at this stage in the game is going to be huge. I also think just the tenacity and constant volume and is from Morono is going to eventually get to Tim. I think also Tim, if Morono's like got really underrated jiu-jitsu, we don't know, nobody knows it because he doesn't fucking ever grapple, and everybody always wonders why he doesn't grapple. But I think this is a situation where you actually might see it. He might get taken down. I think Tim Means might actually proactively try to wrestle. He's the bigger dude. He I think that if he grapples and if he wrestles, I think that Morono sweeps. I think Morono subs, gets him in a gilly, whatever. So I like sub for Morono, sub 2, sub 3. I don't hate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the opposite side. I like Tim Means in this spot. I think the line's a bit wide here at plus 200. I think Means still has a little in the gas tank. Like, he's faced, in my opinion, better out. Like Max Griffin fight was close, right? He lost a split to Max. But Kevin Holland fight, like Kevin Holland's a tough ask, like he probably does the same thing to Morono, if not worse. He beat Dalby. He's got decent wins in the UFC. Obviously, he's getting old, but he's the taller guy. He's the longer guy. I think he has very good clinch work with elbows and stuff like that. And like, I don't like the fact that Morono is like single shot type of guy. Like it's overhand sometimes with a hook behind, but not more than that. And he's kind of sloppy with his striking. It works, and I don't know how it works because it's very loopy. All his punches are extremely loopy. He never throws straight punches. I don't think you're going to get any grappling from him. I think the grappling is going to be on Tim Means' side, like you said. And from top position, I don't know if Morono honestly sweeps this guy. I don't think he's a black belt, but I don't think he's that good on the ground. And I think Tim Means is well-versed on the ground. And I think in general, this fight's close. Split decision, again, is plus 550. Either way, I think that's a big line, man. I don't think Morono has decent power, but I don't think he has enough to knock out Tim Means. And to be honest, like, Tim Means really hasn't been knocked out. When you look at his career, right, Tim, how many times do you think Tim Means been knocked out? Take a guess, fast.
2 or 3.
Once.
Okay.
Once in fucking 14 losses, It's not a lot. So, yeah, he gets hurt, but he survives somehow. And maybe he gets subbed. I don't see Morono subbing him. He doesn't proactively grapple at all. I think the fight is close, in general. And, plus 550 split. If you want to play Means decision, stuff like that, I like the Means side. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Means can land a couple of takedowns here and mix that in and have this guy confused. Means is a wrestling coach now for a high school, so he's probably going to come out to wrestle and show his boys what he's teaching actually works. Possible. I think he gets takedowns almost every fight anyways, Dixon. Like Tim Means gets takedowns almost every single fight. So I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to land a takedown or two probably. Regardless of scale issues, money's heavily on Morono this week, and the line doesn't really represent that too well. It went from minus 225 to now minus 325 I wish I got that, that plus, 280 on Means. I missed that, but this is also true. Morono, Albino, he looked terrible on the scales. But I'm not a scale guy. I'm not a narrative guy with that. I don't care. He did look awful. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that matters at the end of the day. He did look awful, though. Moving on. You have anything, Tim?
I was just going to say Means by split is 14-1 if you like that.
Yeah. Moving on. Fight number 8. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 7-1 Carlos Ulberg versus the 19-3 Ihor Potieria. Well, I'm going to give a different take here, Tim. I know everybody's on Ulberg knockout, under 1.5. Potieria sucks. He's going to get killed. How about Ulberg decision plus 460, Tim? Yep. I don't think Poteria's I don't think he's as chinny as people make him out to be just because he got knocked out by Negumereanu. Negumereanu literally landed like 10 big shots and then finally landed a huge knee to kind of crumble him, right? He took punches pretty well, man. I think his chin is actually pretty good. I think he's tough. I don't think he's a slouch. Like, as far as toughness, I think he's tough. Now, he can't take too many shots from Ulberg. But, dude, Ulberg is still a technician. He's not a high-volume guy. He's looking for the big shot. And can he land it? Of course he can land it. But I think he just might outstrike this guy from the outside. And, Ihor might mix in or try to mix in takedowns. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I don't think he's a very good wrestler to get the fight down to the ground. So it's like, Alberg just might piece him up from the outside and land kicks and, some punches here and there and win a lopsided decision. And decision is plus 460. Yeah, most likely outcome is KO. I don't think it's guaranteed though, man. I really don't. And according to the line, this KO prop is stupid, man. It's minus 190. No, it's minus 210 now. People keep hitting it. And how could you lay this price when this guy went to decision against Fabio Charant? He went to decision against Fabio Charant, guys. I don't know. I like him by decision plus 460. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good line. I think that the Alberg side is kind of unpredictable because, like you said, I mean, Fabio Charant is not good at all striking, and he's just sucks. And I couldn't believe that. I just think that fight was like a complete overcorrection. I'm going to show everybody that I can win a decision and go 15 minutes after I'd totally death gassed and threw like 200 shots and connected on 150 plus on Kennedy round 1 and then fucking died. So like, I think that was the strategy from his corner and that he was taking into that fight with Fabio Charant. But at the same time, I think like, I don't know, like he shows in the next 2 fights, like he's got bonk ability. Nega Mariano's got an absolute, like a monster chin and was always super, super durable, always hittable, but like took major shots. And he was just fucking murdered by that shot. So like, it's really a question to me of like, I think that, what's his face? Ihor is going to take like, he's just not going to point fight and like give him a chance to like stay there like Charant. That's my only beef with or that's where I think it's going to get a little bit hairy. So I actually kind of think that you're right though, and I do lean that he's more durable than people think, and I think that like they just the one shot bonk ability from Ulberg has to be just perfect in this situation. So I kind of think it's more of like a Ulberg gradually gets him out and eventually does connect like 4 or 5 times, and maybe the 4th or 5th or the 5th or the 6th one is actually the one that gets him out. So give me like KO2 or KO3. I kind of lean more KO2, but KO2 is plus 410, KO3 is plus 850. I do think it could the fight over 1.5 could potentially be fucked. So I wouldn't be shocked if it hits, but I just think that it could be like end of round 2.
Yeah, I like this. He says round 2 starts at minus 150. I like that too. I have the over 1.5 at plus money. I think fight goes is kind of like sneaky a little bit, but we'll see. Because Ihor is not a very good fighter, so I do think he's tough. Moving on, fight number 9. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 17-3 Daniel Rodriguez versus the 11-0 Ian Machado Gary. What do you have here, Tim?
So I would tell you what, man. I've switched my pick one time from this one, and I was on end split, but I switched it. I don't hate it at all. So if you're on that, good. So like, but I don't know, man. The more I watched, I watched back the last fight, and I know I could be overreacting to D-Rod getting subbed by Neil Magny, but like, is it possible to overreact to that? Like, because he actually got subbed in round 3 versus Neil Magny. Like, that was one of the worst, like, all on out. He didn't even look good in round 1 and round 2. He looked super flat the whole fight. And then just gets subbed by a total decisionator. So that was just a really bad look energy-wise and just motivation-wise. He just did not look good from Rodriguez. I think in this fight, I understand like the line. I get people like I think the line is wide. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that the money line, if you're taking a shot on him, I think that's fine. You're playing the numbers. I get it. But I just think that Gary's more processed. He is so hittable. He's been dropped in fights. I get he's been, but he fights. He's tenacious. He fights through adversity. I think somebody's eventually going to catch him. I think that was just a really bad look energy-wise and just motivation-wise. He just did not look good from Rodriguez. I think in this fight, I And I don't think that this is the fight, though. So I think that Ian Gary eventually is going to just outwork Rodriguez and just be a little bit faster with his shots and eventually catch him. I don't think Rodriguez has been knocked out ever in his career, has he?
No.
Yeah, I think he gets knocked out for the first time in his career here. Round 2 or round 3.
All right. I'm right there with you. I like Gary round 2 plus 750 and round 3 plus 1100. I'm just not going to pick between knockout and KO just in case.
Same. Yeah.
But I don't think Gary hits very hard, but I think it's the accumulation here. It's going to get to Rodriguez. And, VB mentioned something that when Rodriguez was talking in one of his interviews after the win against who was it? Against Jingling Lee. He's like, dude, every punch was like buzzing me. Every punch was like hurting me. I was getting, and then you watch the Magny fight and he's getting hit by Magny. He's kind of like looking bad against Magny. And like Magny literally has pillow fists. Like if you took a pillow and put it on someone's fist, that's Magny right there. Like he literally has pillow fists. And like Machado, like I said, Gary doesn't have big shots, but he has a lot of volume and he's the cleaner striker. And everybody seems to be on Rodriguez, but yet the line keeps moving against them. And kind of feel like Gary is going to find a finish here in the second or third. 750 and 1100. I think I'm going to go with Gary here. I like him in this spot. D-Rod's not going to offer any grappling. I know he's going to strike. He's the shorter guy. And Gary, to me, is the more technically sound striker. And the other thing with D-Rod is, yeah, Kenan Song hurt him and dropped him. But to me, Kenan Song hits a lot harder than D-Rod, like one punch power. So it's a little different. Like Kenan Song hits very hard with one shot. I don't think D-Rod has that. Like he has accumulation. And I think D-Rod has only one fucking KO, to be honest, in his UFC career, right? Let me check. I don't want to talk out of my ass, but yeah, he only got one KO, and it was against I'm sorry, I take it back. He's got 2 KOs. The other one was against Dwight Grant, who doesn't have a chin, and Preston Parsons, who was last second. And in that fight against Dwight Grant, he was hurt very bad as well, if you recall that. But yeah, I like the Gary side. I think round 2, round 3, Gary finds a finish here. Moving on to the co-main event of the night. It is in the light heavyweight division.
Hey, I'm sorry. Did you see the sub 2-3 lines on him? They're astronomical.
I'm not going to touch him, bro.
I don't think
this guy's not going to grapple. Ian Gary.
It's more club and sub for me.
Yeah, it's possible, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Moving on to the co-main event of the night. It is the 36-17 Anthony Smith versus the 20-7 Johnny Walker. And I can kick this one off. I like the Walker side here. A good deal. I don't think Anthony Smith he's on the decline. He's getting hurt more often. He broke his ankle last time versus Ankalaev. I don't think he has a lot of power on the feet, to be honest, to be a huge threat to Johnny Walker. I don't think he has like some wrestling advantage here. So like, I'm trying to figure out, how does Anthony Smith win here? Like in what manner? Maybe if Walker's a dumbass and he finds a sub somehow, it's possible. But Anthony Smith is a veteran too. Like he got finished against Ankalaev, but it was because of a broken ankle. Like he literally broke his ankle. Like he can't fight. He's been, 5 rounds with Glover where he got finished late with ground and pound. Like, anybody can get finished like that. The guy's been 5 rounds with John Jones. He's just not easy to finish. He's a wily vet. You're not going to just get him out of there really easy. And where I'm trying to go with this is Walker by decision is plus 900. Now I know people are going to say, well, Walker's like KO guy. He's KO'd everybody. I get it. And that's true. And he's lost when he's gone to decision in the UFC. He's lost them. However, he won in Dana White's Contender Series. He won the decision. Now, watch how he's fighting though recently, Tim. After getting knocked out by Hill, it's not the same Walker, dude. Like, he's standing on the outside. He's taking his time. You know, when he knocked out Craig initiated the clinch and he fucking bonked Craig, right? He's just taking his time now. He's not. And is Anthony Smith going to initiate the clinch and try to get takedown? I don't think so. It's going to be a striking match. He's much longer. He's the younger fighter. I just think it might be a decision win. He's going to kick legs. He's going to do all the right things. And I think Anthony Smith is a survivor. Like, he's not easy to get out of there. And Walker by decision, plus 900. I just feel like that line feels a bit off here. And I think it has a lot to do with what Walker's done in his history.
Yeah, I was debating between that, which is I should have gone with because it's such a big number. But I ended up on you actually, I started smiling when you said it. You're like, if Walker's a dumbass and then he gets subbed, I'm like, that's kind of what I see happening here. I just think Smith is smart. I don't think he's a dumbass when he's in the ring. And I think that he understands he's good on both levels. Like you said, he's not necessarily like super powerful striking, but has crazy finishing instincts. And he knows, I think his combinations are solid. I also think that his obviously the inevitable, like Walker's chin is, like Daz is saying, like that's the main concern with Walker always. But I do think, like, just if you're on the the Smith side, like if you're on the Smith side, like he's got to think to grapple. Like I think like he's got to try to think that that's the better way to go in this fight. So I think sub is fine. Sub plus 360. I don't hate. I think also, like you're saying, I think like round one could be really tepid, like just both be playing very safe. Or they could both fucking go crazy. You just never know. Like, but I like you're saying, the pattern recently more from Walker has been playing very, very safe. So I think if he gives that to Smith, I think Smith would be happy to just try to point fight with him and play it smart and try to connect when he can. So if that fight happens, I think sub 2 is really good at plus 1,600 as well for Smith. So plus 360, just sub in general at any time. And then sub 2 is plus 1,600. You're muted.
Rips and Pick says Walker's chin is made of glass. Is it made of glass? Like, he survived some pretty brutal shots from Krylov in that fight. And Krylov finishes almost everybody, right? It's not the best chin, but dude, he got flatlined by a howitzer from fucking Jamal Hill. And then Corey Anderson hits very hard as well. He landed a huge shot, but
it's just the reality. I think he's quite chinny, but I think it's like it's also just the reactions. Like he looks like he's been fucking shot when he gets hit. Like he just like,
yeah. I mean, it's but Smith, but okay, but to like go against that, like how many KOs does Smith have?
A ton.
Really?
Yeah.
Show me where in the UFC. How many?
Oh, I'm not saying. I'm just in general. I mean, like he does get KOs. He finishes like 90% of his fights.
Yeah, but he only has, look, bro, in the UFC, he has one head kick to Andrew Sanchez, Hector Lombard in the third. That's one. Knee in the clinch against Rashad Evans, which, like, those are not punches. Shogun Hua is another one with punches. He's only got like 2 knockouts with punches. Like, all the rest are head kicks and knees. Is he going to be able to get his head up to the fucking 6'6" guy? Tell me. Or a knee? Is he going to get his knee that high? I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I'm not saying Smith can't knock him out.
That's why I think the finishing.
I don't think Smith hits hard, to be honest. I don't think he has big power in his hands.
Yeah, I just don't think you need it. I think I think most light heavyweights, if they connect a good punch, even in regional scenes with Walker, he's been bonked pretty bad.
It's fair enough. Fair enough. Walker doesn't have the best chin. I agree in that sense. I don't think it's glass, but I do think, fair enough, he doesn't have a great chin. With that being said, 110 of you in here. It's always at the last second they all join. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Why are you guys not here in the beginning? All the good stuff are in the beginning. And
they get mad at us because we don't hit our Lambo parlays, and then they DM us angrily. Like they don't go individual bets. If they went individual bets, they'd be killing. But
yeah. 110 of you in here. Please hit the like. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And with that being said, we will move on to the main event of the night. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 13-4 Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus the 18-2 Jailton Almeida. And Tim, this one is kicked off to you to finish it up.
So I think round 1, round 2 sub Almeida. I did a same game parlay, got it to -110, just like for Almeida, minus plus, what is it, 1+ takedown in round 1, and then money line, and then most significant strikes for Almeida, got it to -110. I think that's fucking really good. That's basically his money line, in my opinion. He always gets a takedown in round 1, and if he doesn't, he's probably getting knocked out in that scenario. So yeah, I think that I played that for a good amount, and I just think that it's most likely sub. He could obviously go ground and pound. I forgot the guy that he ground and pounded. But he was like a jiu-jitsu. He's like a jiu-jitsu black belt. So it's like he's like not going to get sub. So he's basically just going, all right, pound the shit out of me. I'll do this. Go ahead. And he just kept Donkey Kong punching him. So yeah, I'm with the early, like, probably it's a early takedown within the first minute, a grab the wrist, ground and pound, wrist control, back take, rear naked choke, probably in under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I that's the most likely outcome, and I could see it. I have one of the weirdest bets on this fight. I've never had a Lambo like this one, Tim.
Sweet.
I'm serious. You gotta be ready for this one, because this has never happened on the Lambo podcast. And it's quite flooring for me to bet this, but I kind of feel like it's kind of live like that. So I have to bet it, like thinking that, I'll go into it now. But obviously Almeida, round 1 submission KO, whatever, ground and pound, it's live. I mean, he's gonna get a takedown early. It's about, can Rozenstruik survive? Can he survive the first 5 minutes, the first round, because that's very important. I do think Almeida gas is pretty bad. I do think he doesn't have good cardio. I do think that it was kind of a bad look to go like that deep against Shamil, who's pretty shot. I mean, the guy's completely shot. Rozenstruik has bad takedown defense. There's no way around it. I mean, he doesn't have very good takedown defense. He has like little to no get up game, which is also very, very bad. But here's what I have different here, Tim. I think if he survives round 1, right, Almeida's still pretty live in round 2. Round 2 is plus 500 Almeida. Okay. I think that's still live for him to finish. But I also think that in round 2, if Almeida starts to gas, which I think he might, Rozenstruik is live to kill him after he tires, and it's plus 1900 round 2. And then you can add round 3, because I think that's when Rozenstruik really kind of like takes over. If he gets to the 3rd round, I think Almeida's in big, big fucking trouble. I don't think he has good cardio at all. I think he has probably 8 minutes of cardio, if that. And if he doesn't find the finish, he's probably going to get finished, in my opinion. And this is the hardest puncher he's ever faced. This is the best striker he's ever faced. And this is the guy that's not a can like all the other guys he's faced, to be honest. Like, let's be honest. Like, Jailton Almeida has been hand-fed guys that are completely, like Parker Porter, for Christ's sake. Danilo Marquez, Anton Turkalij on short notice, Shamil Abdurakhimov. I mean, these guys are the bottom of the barrel when it comes to heavyweights, right? They've literally fed him. And I think this is his litmus test. This is the UFC.
I don't know if they're bottom of the barrel on heavyweights, though. They're like, those are like, I mean, there's some fucking bottom ass barrel.
Anton Turkalij is not even a heavyweight. Let's say that.
Like Bresky,
Danilo Marquez is not even a heavyweight.
Like, we just watched Chase Sherman and Collier and those guys.
Oh, dude, Shamil is literally down there. Like, the guy is 41 years old. He's been knocked out in his last 4 fights. You don't think that guy's the bottom?
I think Anton gets some wins against those other, like,
Anton's
some of the
not a heavyweight though. He's a 205er.
Yeah.
He's not even a heavyweight.
Well, neither is Almeida. I mean,
That's the problem, and that's the issue. I don't think he's a real heavyweight. Raz round 2, 1,900. Raz round 3 is 3,600, and then Almeida round 2, 500. I kind of feel like this fight is going to go over the 1 round mark. I think it's going to go into the second round. Now, Almeida can still finish in the second round, but if he doesn't finish early in that second round, man, and if Raz gets up, it's going to be bad. I think if Raz is smart, he's just showing those uppercuts. He's showing him the uppercuts, throwing them, just making Almeida weary that I'm going to keep throwing uppercuts when you're coming in or shooting up knees up the middle. And is it going to make him hesitate to shoot? You know, because standing, he's not a really good striker, dude. And Rosenstrike is a good striker.
Yeah, Rosenstrike, that's the problem.
Tapping service.
Thank
you very much, sir, for the $50 dono.
Nice.
I appreciate it, man. That will go towards the channel. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you, Capping Service, for the $50 dono. Very, very nice of you and kind. STL HD Slayer says, fight starts round 2 plus 110. Kind of like that. I kind of like it.
I'm not on that side. I mean, I do think like you're saying, like, is it possible that because he's gone that way with other fighters, and for sure, as also like, yeah, Porker, I like it.
They are piling on the Parker Porter pound for pound goat. I mean, Parker Porter, that Braxton Smith.
We saw Braxton Smith. That is bottom of the barrel in heavyweight.
Oh boy, that is bottom of the barrel. That I agree with you. But some of these fighters he's fought are pretty close, man. They're bad. They really are bad, and I don't know what to think of it. Like I think they've set him up for success, and I continue to think they're setting him up for success because this is another guy that cannot grapple. But I do think it's a litmus test in the sense that if you can't finish this guy on the ground and he gets up and knocks you out, then you probably should go back to light heavyweight. You can't mess around with the elite in the heavyweight division. So that's what I think. I think this is the barrier test for him, for Almeida. But yeah, that's all 11 fights. Before we move on to our Lambo parlays, I do want to say that Levy fight, I had a lot of money on that fight, a ton of money for ITDs and subs and knockouts and all types of shit. And of course, that's the fight they pull on me. It sucks because I also had a lot of inside information on that fight, and it kind of got taken away from me because I really, really liked, the unders and the stop, someone getting subbed and maybe a knockout in round 1, but that fight was finishing, man. And fuck, they took it away from us, and it is what it is. With that being said, Tim, the floor is yours for your Lambo parlay. Give it to Mushroom.
Did we get over 70 likes?
We got over 70 likes. Yes.
All right, we can do it. I was gonna.
We got 73. So
I was about to rebel and just like cancel out, leave studio. But yeah, this is gonna be greasy. I got a few that if you just do a 2-legger, start off really small. Morono sub, court sub, 67-1. So I like that. Court sub, Morono sub, 67-1. If you wanted to add Carl by sub, I think it gets it to like 441-1 or something like that. So
who the hell is Carl?
Carl Williams.
Oh, William. Okay. All right. So for me, it's going to be a little lighter. It's going to be Green by decision, Williams by decision, Carl Williams, and Tim Means by decision. It'll give you 47-1. 100 wins you 4,700. That's kind of what I like there. It's all decision props. I honestly feel like there's going to be a lot of decisions. This is like 2 weeks ago. I said the same thing, and it kind of worked out. There was a lot of fights that went the distance. I kind of feel like this is a card with less violence, man. I really do. I see violence in the main event. I see violence in the Gary fight. I see maybe violence in Ulberg, but not really. I mean, that's all I see. Like 2 fights, I think, are violence fights for me on this 11 fight card. I think there's a lot of fight that goes the distance here. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I think I might like really very, very small, because I know I liked a bunch of your decision prop bets. I think I might like put like round robin for like you're saying, Green points, Williams points, Means points, or Ulberg points, Walker points.
yeah, that would
Matt Brown.
You know
Like
what?
the Matt Brown points, and like even if you just did Matt Brown and fucking Walker and Ulberg.
Hold on. I'm doing it right now. Wait, Matt Brown points. Brown is plus 650.
He's got to be in one of those, because like if you get
Ulberg is 460, right?
Yeah.
Walker's 900. What is that going to give us right there? I'm gonna play that because you said it. Let me see this parlay calculator, guys. We're gonna shoot for the moon here. We're not gonna fuck around because they've been fucking us left and right, and it's only right for us to get them back. And that one will be, oh my god, 419 to 1, Tim.
That's it. Like if you did like a 2-legger on that, if you do Ulberg and Brown is 38 to 1. And then
add Walker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if you round robin those and you hit 2,
we're gonna round robin them. We're gonna go for the juggler here and really put it on them. But yeah, guys, that's all 11 fights, Lambo parlays, everything all together. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the donos today. I really appreciate it. With that being said, Timothy Troiano, where can these fine men and women find you, and what do you have going on?
They can find me on Twitter, here on YouTube with you, Twitter at Timothy_Troiano. And tomorrow we'll be doing, I don't know if, I haven't heard from Sean, so I don't know if we're going to be doing like an early morning one yet or not, but I have not heard from him. So we usually do the live spaces on Twitter. But I'll hopefully send him a text here soon and see if we're doing that or not.
Yeah, he usually posts it early. He didn't post anything. I'm assuming he's not going to do it because he puts it on and usually does it. Marcus says Sean is at a drag show, so it's not going to work out. But yeah, guys, you can find me at NarcoCop on Twitter. Tomorrow, join us live spaces bright and early, especially for me in the West Coast here. We are going to have to be up very, very early for this card. But I kind of like early cards just in the sense that we get the rest of the day, dude. Like, we don't have to wait till 11 p.m. when the card is done. We get the rest of the day. We have fun. We do what we want. We might get drunk. We might not get drunk because I'm already buzzed because I nailed this whole bottle. But yeah, guys, thank you very, very much for being here. Thank you to my co-host. Join us tomorrow for live spaces on Twitter. And Rip says coffee and money early. That sounds like a good plan, man. Coffee and money, they mix pretty well for me because I love both. So let's fucking go. And one last thing, let's cash those tickets for UFC Charlotte.